Martin Styles? You know, every time I say that name, it leaves a pukey, rancid meat taste in my mouth. But you know, I want to thank you. Oh, yeah, that's right. For two things. You see, you helped me understand first how strong Mary Jane is. Because even though she suffered a whiplash and a concussion from the attack you dealt her last week in the ring, she will recover 100%. And now she cannot accompany me to the ring next week, but she will be watching with my family as I tear you apart from the audience. Now, secondly, you made me realize how far a man will go to earn a living. And consequently, how far I must go to destroy that man. Now, you want to prove that you're indestructible by flying all over the ring? Well, Saturday night, we're going to find out how indestructible you are, because I'm not going to make you say I quit. I'm not going to make you scream I quit. I'm going to make you, with a shaky, quivering hand, draw out the words I quit in the blood and spit that's going to be oozing from your mouth. You see, I don't know the fate of the rest of the IPC or the PCW, but for you Saturday night, Martin Styles, extinction is inevitable.
Welcome back to Genocide. The score is 2-1 in favor of the PCW. We hear the music for Martin Styles, checking out the lovely ladies known as the Knockouts. And this is going to be a marquee matchup, of course, with murderous intent. There is absolutely no doubt that these two men hate, loathe, despise, and want to basically kill one another, Rick.
And what better match for a couple of guys like that than an I Quit match, Derek?
Explain that to us if you would.
Well, Donnie Mueller, the referee, he'll have a microphone on hand throughout the match to make sure that it's heard whether one of these two guys is going to say it first. And basically that's what we're talking about, Derek. Whoever says it first, simply the words I quit, is the loser.
Exactly. Well put. Well, you know what? We've been duped by this man. He's lied to us. He's used our sympathy against us. But dadgummit, you have to respect what this man is capable of doing.
Well, that's true. What he does in the ring, I'll give him that. What he does in the ring is amazing. It's his outside the ring antics.
Now, Martin Styles coming over here. Wait a minute, that's Mary Jane's family, and Martin Styles is accosting Mary Jane right there in front. Now there's words to you, Rick. There's words to you. That man is mad. He's mad at Mary Jane. Wait a minute. Look at this security. Security is holding. He looks rabid. He looks insane. They're holding Chris Chronic. There are 4 security guards holding Chris Chronic back. Martin Styles now mocking Chris Chronic. And you better believe they're going to let him go. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Styles, Chris Chronic in an I Quit match. That's next. Back to live action, the war continuing between Styles and Chronic. There's Chris showing some love for Mary Jane, following after Martin Styles. Boom!
And he still has time to come over there and have a clothesline shot for Martin Styles.
Once again, outside of the ring, Donnie Mueller asking him, really no reason for that at that point. There's a chop right there to the chest. And there's a chop.
I tell you what, Derek, you're right. Donnie Mueller, it's going to take something very severe here for one of these guys to quit, Derek.
Folks, we're back inside the crowd once again. Chris Chronic on top. Wow, I don't know what he just threw at him, but he hit Chris Chronic in mid-fight with something. Now they're outside of the ring again. Here I go to my feet. I can't see a whole lot. We are really far. This place is packed. There are people standing everywhere. Looks like he's setting him up for a suplex. No, he draped him right across that solid wall, that partition, keeping that bottom pit area separate from the fans. And Chris Chronic used it, went for the leg drop, and Martin Styles kicks out, or I should say bails out.
Well, now Martin Styles, he's walking around. I can see him in that partition area.
The crowd chanting something I can't repeat, but everybody here is blown away with the athletic ability of these two men.
Well, this goes beyond that, Derek.
Into the steel barricades. Martin Styles threw Chris Chronic right over the top, now following pursuit.
These guys are crazy. This is rage, Derek.
This is war.
So far,
absolute war. Martin Styles grabbing Chris Chronic into the steel fence.
The IPC has a chance here to draw even with the PCW, Derek.
They actually had to turn the house lights up here in the arena to keep the fans safe. Genocide is exactly what it is. It is murderous intent. Asking if one of the men want to quit. I can't see who that was.
No, I heard the go.
Our cameramen are doing a tremendous job. Genocide, exactly what it is. Murderous intent extinction is definitely inevitable for one of these two men as well as our federation.
Wow. Boy, Derek, what can we say about what we're seeing right now?
The battle rages on outside. My God, they're in the crowd. They're working their way up the ramp. It's just a sea of people, a literal sea of people. There are no seats left. There are people standing trying to watch this match.
I tell you what, Derek, why did they even have why even bother to have a canvas and a ring with these two guys? We knew it was going to get to this.
I have no idea. Into the locker area. Martin Styles and Chris Chronic absolutely showing no love for one another. There is murderous intent being applied right here by both of these men. Chris Chronic has Martin Styles by the hair. Walking up the ramp. Our cameramen are doing their best to stay with us, and so are we, ladies and gentlemen. Both men are walking up the ramp. Chris Chronic grabbing Martin Styles, throwing him into that steel exit door. Actually opening the door. My God, they're going outside, folks.
Boy, that's not a good temperature to be outside right now.
Oh, Chris Chronic just used the steel door. Listen, he asked Martin Styles if he wants to give up. Martin gave an emphatic no. They are outside, folks. They are outside.
Boy, Derek, and you know what the temperature is out there.
Well, Chris Chronic just threw Martin Styles right back inside the building.
These guys don't care about anything, Derek, other than just killing the other person.
Into the steel lockers. My God, I believe what I'm seeing. After Action Jackson Iceman, after Shadow and Paul London, here it comes. The war between Chronic and Styles.
Unbelievable, Derek. Well, we knew it was going to get like this, though, didn't we, Derek?
We shouldn't be surprised.
We knew when these two guys...
Chronic just got thrown into the wall by Martin Styles.
I tell you, when these two guys, they've been, Chris Chronic has just been, he's been chomping at the bit waiting for this match to happen, Derek, and now he's finally got it. We couldn't expect him to stay in the ring.
Our voice from above, up in the editing studio, is having to help us out here. Richard Hill and Austin Kellerman are up in the top area. Chronic just threw Martin Styles into the wall. Listen.
No.
Asking if he wants to quit. You heard it once again. It was a no.
It's going to take, Derek, it's going to take a near-death experience here for one of these guys
They're
to say
all
no.
the way over on our side of the building now, Rick.
Derek, this match might never end. I don't think either of these guys are going to give up.
Well, someone's going to have to, Rick. Who? We'll find out next.